This is a domain name block, although cameras packed up, phones packed up, so if I even make it, it'll be a miracle. But, so, I've seen today a portfolio which I've wanted to see for quite some time. And it is of a very, very early investor in domain names who is basically, if you type into Google most expensive website addresses, some of the domain names from this portfolio, from the owner of this portfolio, appear there. Yeah, it's over millions. But I've looked through this portfolio for the first time today, which is December 2021. Right? And I own some of it. There's a domain name in there because this is it. Because it's a .com portfolio, and only .com matters, and nothing else matters. The problem is with GTLDs, half the portfolio, I would say not half, I'd probably say 20% of the portfolio is actually duplicated. A GTLD is a better version of it because the portfolio was obviously built before GTLDs existed or were available. So there wasn't an option to have the GTLD. So you had to have the 2keyword.com. The 2keyword.com, but the second word of a few of the domains are GTLDs, which means there's in that situation there's no need for the .com on the end. And there's one that I own a GTLD of in this portfolio is the first name, the word, yeah. And this is going to be quite a big sector, but I own the GTLD of it. And in this portfolio, it's got the first name, the first word, which is an English dictionary word, and the second word, .com. But the second word has since 2013, or whenever it was, since then, whenever it was actually issued, it's a GTLD, and I own the GTLD of it, not knowing that the 2keyword.com of it was owned by in this portfolio. But the GTLD is better, and I own it, and I paid about 10 quid for it. But I've still got to be able to afford to renew it, which is just difficult. And I've seen the similar. Let's just say we don't see eye to eye, right? Because I'm not a .com is everything person. I'm a .com maybe good in certain occasions, but not always, because I'm a big fan of GTLDs in preference to .com, because I'm of the opinion that you can have a 2keyword.com, but if the second word is a GTLD of the 2keyword.com, the GTLD is an upgrade from the .com, which is my opinion, which is not the opinion of said portfolio. Right? Which is why we differ on opinion for a lot of reasons, but that's one of the reasons. So, and then, but it's interesting. There is some proper oneword.com, proper worldly, multi-million-pound website addresses in this portfolio. There is, and they are. And as long as they keep on paying the 10 quid renewal.com, they will only soar in value. Right? There is some proper worldly, multi-million-pound domain names in this portfolio, but I quite like this portfolio for some of the words, some of the domain names in it, and the numbers. Some of the 3number.coms are worth an absolute fortune, right? Because they sell into a certain market, right? For a country that's got like 1.4 billion people in the country. So it's a very, very valuable portfolio. And I do quite like looking at this portfolio, and I admire the owner of it, even though we think differently. and I'm a big fan of GTLDs and .coms when it suits. And I don't own any numeric website address, and none in .com. I don't none at all. The only numeric domain that I used to own was 456.poker GTLD, using the .poker GTLD. I used to own that, but yeah, this domain is fantastic. This domain portfolio is good, but it's not. I don't think it's worth what its value. Its alleged value is at. Not just yet, but it could be soon, depending on who wants to brand on some of these peachbottomwallet.coms or numerical.coms. But yeah, but for me, as a domain name investor, I've been buying domain names for a few years, but I've never seen this portfolio. I've always wanted to see it, and today I saw the portfolio that is much talked about, and it gives you an idea behind the domain name of it. A portfolio gives you an insight into the domain name investor, and when the owner of this portfolio is world class, proper world class, and sells for domains for multiple millions of dollars, cut with shut. It's good. The only one I would like to have seen other than this, well, there's a couple. There's a few domain name investors that have got quite large portfolios of proper premium domains, one word proper, worldless. But it only costs 10 quid a year to renew them, so the value. You pay 10 quid and then the value just keeps on going. You just pay another 10 quid, it keeps on going. You just can't. OneWord.com is not duplicated because there's only one word, and the second word is one word. GTLD is 2 keywords, and OneWord.com is one word plus a .com. But yeah, it's just like someone who collects personalised number plates, UK personalised number plates, who've got a collection of decent personalised number plates. They always want to see someone who's also got equivalent standard personalised number plates. They always like to see it, and they'll go along the road and think, "Oh, that's a nice number plate," yeah. Which I used to do back in the day. But I've still got some. I think I've still got some good domains. Good domains. I get inquiries all the time, but no one wants to put money. Say, I'm prepared to pay X amount. I just want to actually put an inquiry to see what you sell it for, and then they don't bother putting a financial figure. All I want them to do is just put. If it's worth 5, 10 grand, 20 grand to them, I can say no or turn it down. But just inquiring without a figure, it's just like you. But then again, I will not put a figure on my domains. So there was a couple that I've got figures on them, and that's not the code, even though it's used as a code. Yeah, some of my domains, I've got prices on them. Just buy it now, but they are proper pie in the sky prices. But then again, big business buys domain names. If it's something they want, they'll buy. But most of my domains, I don't put a price on, just until someone actually inquires, and then I negotiate, or I'll get a broker to negotiate. But that's just domain name investing. You buy them for 10 quid. You buy them. I've got an inquiry now on my foodbanks.xyz. I've only had it for about 3 or 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Paid 75p for it, and someone's already interested in it. And I've got a concept for it, and it's worth about 20, 30, 50 grand. Because you've only got to go into name bio, go into all new GTLDs, and you see the prices at 2keyword.coms, 2keyword.xyz you sell for. Thousands. I paid 75p for mine. All good fun. Adios.